Speaker Pelosi has landed in Singapore to start her visit to Asia. Is there any mention of Taiwan on her official itinerary?
No. The official itinerary mentions 4 countries: Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. However, she could make a surprise trip to Taiwan. And there's a report that says Taiwan and a U.S. official say she's expected to go there.
Breaking news just in an hour ago. 8 states are sending out direct payments this month. All that information is in this video, and Americans are torn, saying they want to help inflation, get it lowered, but then they want states to send more stimulus checks. Which one will happen? Well, all that information is in this video. Stay tuned because you don't want to miss. Hey, what is up YouTube? Thank you for tuning in today. We have some breaking news to cover today. This is the video that you do not want to miss. We are discussing what millions of people are asking for, and that is stimulus checks. It's our job to give you the most up-to-date information, and this just come out an hour ago. Let's dive in. So number one, what is Nancy Pelosi doing? Why is she on her Asian tour? Well, the U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is expecting to visit Taiwan as part of her tour of Asia, according to senior Taiwanese government official and a U.S. official, despite warnings from the Biden administration officials who are worried about China's response to such a high-profile visit. China is threatening someone in the United States, and Joe Biden is cowering down. Listen to this video.
Speaker Pelosi has landed in Singapore to start her visit to Asia. Is there any mention of Taiwan on her official itinerary?
No. The official itinerary mentions 4 countries: Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. However, she could make a surprise trip to Taiwan. And there's a report that says Taiwan and a U.S. official say she's expected to go there. They say she's going to stay overnight. They don't say when she will land and do so. But look, China has increased its provocations toward the U.S. if Speaker does, in fact, visit. State media went as far as saying they'll shoot down her plane. What does that say about our standing in the world, where China or anybody thinks that they can say something like that?
It was surprisingly harsh, that statement. It was a direct threat against the person who was third in line to take over the Oval Office. Let's bring in former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who joins us this morning. Mr. Secretary, do you think that Speaker Pelosi should go to Taiwan?
Well, Stuart, good morning. Great to be with you. She should absolutely go. I suppose 6 months ago, it wouldn't have mattered as much. But once it was pretty clear she wanted to go there and intended to go there, you can't pull that trip down because the Chinese Communist Party sends out some third-rate propagandist to threaten her or to threaten the United States of America. President Biden said, well, the military doesn't want her to go. That was an enormous tactical mistake, especially against the backdrop of a broader relationship between the United States and China, one where China has now said that they provide limitless support to Russia. For them now to threaten the Speaker of the House and tell her where she can and can't go makes absolutely no sense. Stuart, you and I have talked about Hollywood backing down, putting things in particular movies. We've talked about Wall Street kowtowing to the Chinese Communist Party, still operating where there's 1 million people in internment camps. For the Speaker of the House to kowtow in that same way, too, fold to Chinese propaganda is a sign of weakness and one that the Chinese Communist Party will drive a truck through.
What should our response be to this?
Well, I would first of all make sure we weren't on defense. One of the things that this administration has failed to understand is that if you're always defending, if they threaten and you're just deciding whether to accede to the threat or not without responding in a material way, Stuart, you could imagine lots of options. You could say, well, we're gonna reduce Chinese student visas by 50,000 next year if you fly an airplane up and threaten the Speaker of the House. You could say we're going to impose some economic pain on the Chinese. Right? There are so many tools. We have so much power. We're still the greatest nation in the history of civilization, Stuart. To think that, boy, some propagandist from the Global Times inside of China can issue this kind of threat, and the United States will just become bedwetters, worried about whether or not our speaker can actually travel to an independent sovereign nation freely, is a real sign of weakness. And the whole world's watching, especially, Stuart, especially our friends, the Japanese, the Australians, the South Koreans, all the countries in Southeast Asia. If President Biden pulls this trip down, and then we turn around and ask them someday that said, hey, China's threatening you, we want you to respond to them, they're going to say, when you had your moment, you folded, we're going to fold too. China's counting on that.
Let's transfer to another front. Vladimir Putin is warning that Russia's naval forces will soon get hypersonic missiles, and they've got a new naval doctrine that labels America as the country's top global adversary. What should our response to that be?
Stuart, those were statements, and in one case he signed a document talking about a Russian naval. We should study that. We should understand what they're doing. We know a lot about the Russian Navy. You should not underestimate them, although we've seen what the Russian army failed to be able to do in Ukraine. But these tools, these hypersonic tools that you described, Stuart, these are serious weapon systems. I can't say too much other than we need to make sure that we are doing all the work that's needed to do. We can't underfund our military the way President Biden has done. We need to prepare not only defensively to prevent them from using them and deter them from using those weapons, but we need to make sure we are capable of responding in a way that Vladimir Putin will understand and deter him from ever even thinking about deploying one of those weapon systems against the United States of America.
Do you think we would be facing this kind of threat from China and Russia had we not had this debacle in Afghanistan almost exactly 1 year ago?
I think what happened in Afghanistan was a benchmark for all of our adversaries. They saw an America that did things it's never done before. It left Americans behind. It withdrew from a fight in a way that didn't support our friends and allies after 20 years of commitment, right? The way in which we departed was something the whole world watched. Whether some of this would have happened or not, Stuart, it's always difficult to know. But I don't think for a moment our adversaries didn't see a president that was unwilling to show the resolve to protect America and defend our interests in the world. And I think they are now pressing us, chasing us, testing us to see if this president will actually stand up for the American people in the way that we did for 4 years.
Look, I do understand that there's a point where we have to stand up and say, you know what? You do not threaten someone in the United States, because what that's doing is making us look weak if we don't do something. You know, what irritates me more is the fact that if they threaten someone in the United States, this would have never happened if Trump was president. For the last 4 years that he was in president, no one crossed him. No one would say something. Even when Trump went and they did all their taxes on China and their sanctions, they didn't do anything. But here we are. They have China threatening to shoot down Nancy Pelosi's plane if she goes to Taiwan. So now here's the real question. What should Joe Biden do? Not saying anything is just bad enough, but should he tell Nancy Pelosi to not go to Taiwan? Or should he say something to China and say, number one, you do not threaten anyone in the United States. Number two, we have our own right to go there, and we've done this before. And if you want to do that, then we're about to take this up another notch. This is a very big decision, because either way you decide, it looks like we could go into a war, which no one wants a war. But let us know down in the comments below what you think Joe Biden should do. I'm also going to post this as a poll in our community just to kind of get some feedback, because, you know, what should he do? We don't want to go to war, but then again, they just threatened somebody in the United States. That should not be happening, because number one, that tells us they're not afraid of us, which we should be the top dog in this fight, but it doesn't seem like it if we don't do anything. So let us know down in the comments below. So everyone has wondered whether or not we will get stimulus checks. The bigger question is, will you vote in favor to help in inflation, or will you vote in favor to send out more stimulus checks? While we would love to do both, unfortunately, that's not the case. Stimulus checks are the reason why inflation is so high. Pouring all that money into the economy has caused things to just skyrocket. But then again, millions of people are struggling to make ends meet. It's like we're stuck between a rock and a hard place, but who can blame the teacher, the worker, the parent, the grandparent, the senior for wanting more money? Everything is so daggum expensive, and if it wasn't expensive, then we wouldn't need some additional relief money because people would be able to afford it. But there again, when everything is just so high, then what do they expect us to do? Let us know down in the comments below if you're in favor of a stimulus check or you're in favor of ending inflation with no stimulus check. So now the breaking news that you've been waiting for, there are 8 states that are preparing to send out direct payments this month, the month of August, and it's up to us to let you guys know exactly which states those are. Let's dive on the screen. Stimulus check update, 8 states to send out payments this month. Guys, this just came out literally just an hour ago. So 8 states are preparing to roll out direct payments to help residents amid the rampant inflation that have strained households, budgets across the nation, and left Americans struggling with food, gas, and housing prices. If that's you, then let us know down in the comments below. State number 1 is Delaware. Delaware has been issuing a one-time $300 relief check to every adult resident who has filed their 2021 tax return since May and is continuing to roll out payments over the summer. So right then and there, most of the states that are sending out stimulus checks, unfortunately, go based off your tax return. And I know that for many of you guys who have are on a fixed income, who haven't filed a tax return, that doesn't include you guys, but that's not right. You guys need help too. This isn't just for low-income families. This is for every person in the United States who needs help to survive, for the daily essentials, and to be able to live life. I mean, come on, man. Putting gas in your car and putting food on the table, that shouldn't be at such a high cost to where you don't know, do I eat or do I go to my job? I mean, it shouldn't be like that. But back on the screen. Florida. Last month, Governor Ron DeSantis said that about 59,000 low-income families in the state would be eligible to receive a one-time payment of $450 per child. We know this was to offset inflation, and many people are still being given this check, and qualifying families do not apply for the benefit, as the payments are being mailed out automatically and have already begun rolling out. So if you haven't received it, hang tight. This month is your month to receive that check. Georgia. Since May, Georgia has been sending out a one-time rebate to taxpayers who file their state returns for 2020 and 21 in the amount of $250 for individuals, $500 for joint, and $375 for the head of the households. The refund will be based on the filing status of your 2020 tax return, and they will issue most of the refunds by early August, okay? So early August is when you are going to receive these checks. Hawaii. The governor of Hawaii recently signed a tax rebate law that would roll out $300 checks for residents who earn $100,000 or less, $200,000 for joint filers with dependents as well. Individuals who earn under that income tax bracket for joint filers will receive a $100 relief check, and this is going to be mailed out in the beginning of August. Illinois has estimated a $1.83 billion relief package to the Illinois Family Relief Plan, which went into effect July 1st, and this is things that they're sending out to their residents, but they are still working on just a few kinks, but these payments are being sent out automatically, and it just depends on your 2021 return. And now you can get up to $300. Indiana has been sending out $125 payments to all taxpayers regardless of income, and this is something that they're giving out, and they can send out a second payment worth up to $225 per taxpayer, but this is something that they're getting out this month. Minnesota, they're getting out $750 checks, began going out late last month when the applications were due. So as long as you got the application in by July 22nd, then you still are on board to receive that check. New Mexico, which they've sent multiple rebates $500 rebate in June. The second is expected to arrive in August. And those are the 8 states that are sending out some sort of payment out this month, whether it's $100, whether it's $800. You know, I do wish that they would send out like a $2,000 stimulus check to all residents, not just taxpayer. I'm talking about to all residents. Here's why I say that. Because those on a fixed income like SSI, SSDI, Social Security, if you didn't file a tax return, then that means you don't get help. Is that really fair? That doesn't seem fair. It doesn't sound fair. But why is it like that? It doesn't make any sense. But that's why on this channel we're doing a ton of giveaways. And so maybe you didn't file taxes, but anything we can do to help on this channel, we want to help. So we're doing a $250 giveaway for 2 lucky subscribers. That information is down below. You can also jump in to win a $100 Visa gift card, and all you've got to do is smash that like button and comment the word Visa gift card for your chance to win, and you're entered in. And we do that 1 time a month for 1 lucky subscriber. Guys, our prayers are with you. I hope that things continue to get better. I wish that it would not say 8 states. I wish it would say all states, and that all residents would get help that they need. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for more videos to come, and until next time, I'm John Muro.